I thought I would start by talking about what mindfulness is and then moving into mindfulness meditation and how that differs, because it will make more sense to you then if I start here. So there is a bit of a, I hate to use the word guru, but Jon Kabat-Zinn is a bit of a guru these days in the mindfulness field. Obviously it's, well, not obviously, but originally it's a Buddhist philosophy. And his definition, I think, is perfect. So mindfulness is awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So really sit with that. I'll read it out again. It's awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, which is very difficult for us. We've all been trained to have very analytical minds. So to be non-judgmental is actually a bit of a challenge. If we look at the old Buddhist philosophy around mindfulness, there are actually 7 key pillars that they refer to. And one is non-judgment. So again, what I've just described, we're very used to being judgmental. So it's not evaluating something. So if you, as an example, you are trying to have a meeting like this, say I was doing a live and my dog started barking or there was a noise outside, and I would automatically think, shit, that's a terrible noise, it's annoying. So I'm labeling it and I'm judging it rather than, oh, dog's barking. So that's the difference. The second one is patience. Patience, not having a sense of urgency. So some of this actually will sound quite passive when I'm talking about it, but it's not about being passive and not having goals and striving for things. It's the way that we actually do them. The third one is having a beginner's mind. So that is having an openness, like a child, having that childlike quality, being open and being curious about life. The fourth one is trust. And this is actually more about the trust you have of yourself and your own inner wisdom. The fifth one is non-striving. So this is, again, like I said, it's not about not having goals. It's about being more in the process and losing the attachment to the outcome. So it's allowing yourself to be present to the process of that goal that you're going for. The next one is acceptance. So that's just, really accepting things for what they are. Doesn't mean we can't change certain things and have an effect on them, but right here and now, this is what the situation is, and accepting that, allowing it. And then the seventh one is letting go. So it's really about getting out of your own way. Ideally, again, it's not about being passive and just going, oh, whatever. It's about getting out of your own way and getting unstuck. Right, so I think sometimes these aspects are looked at, as I said, as being passive, but it's not about that at all. It's about how we are moving through those things. Oh, Mandy, your connection keeps dropping out. Oh, that's a bit of a shame, but it'll be here, so you can look at it afterwards if you can't join the live right now, if you're having problems. So they're the 7 key pillars from the Buddhist philosophy side. Jon Kabat-Zinn went on and added 2 more, so he has 9 that he refers to. The other 2, one is gratitude, so having gratitude for what you do have rather than being on the negative side. And sometimes we sit in that lack and what we don't have and what's going bad in our lives, but actually having gratitude, and even for the bad stuff, because as we know, as we go through life, we reflect back on those things that we've labeled as bad, and they are often our greatest teachers. So it's also having gratitude for that too. And then the 9th one for him was generosity. So then being generous, and I think that's more about your heart than necessarily financially, but it's being generous with your time, your heart. So that is the foundation of what mindfulness is. Now, how does this benefit us? How does it affect us in our daily lives? So the benefit is that it will dramatically reduce stress because we allow ourselves to be in the present moment. So a lot of our stress comes from ruminating on the past, so things we did or didn't do. Oh gosh, I was in that meeting, or this happened or that happened, or I wonder how they've taken that when I said that. And, it builds this stress in our body. Also, if we're projecting too much into the future, that can create a lot of stress. Or if I do this, what if that happens? What if that doesn't happen? Again, stress. So the more we can get present, the less stress there is. So that's how it helps benefit us. Now, how do we build that into our daily lives and practice it? Because it's not a natural state for most of us in our society and Western culture. How do we build it? Some really easy practical ways, and it starts small, it starts slowly. You have to build. Like if you went to the gym and you wanted to suddenly have a six-pack or some fabulous body, you have to start somewhere and you have to build. It doesn't happen overnight. Mindfulness, meditation, all these things are the same. So one thing I find particularly good is when we sit down as a family for dinner at night, it's like phones down. We're not eating until phones are down, because then we can actually connect with each other, but then also the food. We're not just inhaling our food to get through dinner and then go off and do our other things. We're actually connecting with the food, allowing that time, and allowing time to be with each other in the present moment. Some other things you can do is, when you're out walking, look at the trees, look at the birds, smell if there's been rain or grass cut or anything like that. Just really observing what is around you brings you into that present moment. So it builds that ability to be more mindful. In meetings, if you're in the business world and you have lots of meetings, be present. I remember in my sales career, my brain was always ahead. Okay, they're going to say this. What am I going to say? What's my next move? What's my play? When I got rid of that and I just dropped it all, because I knew my stuff, if I allowed myself to be fully present, the difference as to how the other person responds, because they're being met, they're being heard, it's huge. And at the end of the day, it's just more enjoyable because we're actually connecting, which is what people are meant to do. And then this moves me on to the meditation side of things. So one of the core differences between mindfulness and all the other styles of meditation, there's no right or wrong in any of them. They're all fabulous. But mindfulness does differ quite dramatically from the other styles. So mindfulness is known as more of an attentive style of meditation. All the others that you can think of, so mantra, chanting, japamala, visualization, they're all a concentrative style of meditation. So they get the mind to focus in on something to start with. After a while, hopefully you lose that and then you just, be. But they all are guiding you to this concentrative point to slow and still the mind. Mindfulness is sitting and just allowing. So you're opening up your senses to what is present. So you're using your hearing to note sounds, but again, not judgmentally. So it could be, birds. But the easiest way I find is to label it birds. And it somehow helps you lose the judgmental attachment that you have. And that's the key. It's being aware and observing without the judgment or the attachment. And it's the same with the thoughts when they come into your mind. You can observe them, but don't attach to them or judge them as being right or wrong or good or bad or anything like that. So that's the core difference. In mindfulness, you are opening yourself up to what is present. Yes, you're sitting there in a meditation with your eyes closed, but I'm aware of what's around me. So even with my eyes closed, I'm okay, the shapes, the colors in the room, the smells, the sounds, the weight of my bottom against the chair, perhaps the fabrics and how they sit against my skin, and then becoming aware of your body as well. And you might notice when you do it that you have a pain in your shoulder or tension. Again, you're just observing. So you're allowing yourself to observe and be present rather than, bad. So again, you're avoiding that labeling. So I didn't want to have this too long. They're the key differences. and a bit of an explanation as to what mindfulness mindfulness is. Like I said, it does get bandied around a lot, and I think it's good to go into the background of what it actually is. So I will leave you with that. If you are on the sunny coast, I do have local classes up here on mindfulness as well as guided visualization style meditations. They will be going online soon, so in the next week or two I'm hoping I'll have online classes up and running, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. And I also do have, if you need or if you want some one-on-one guidance, I've got a bit of a promotion coming up, getting close to the end of the year, COVID, and then stepping into the madness of Christmas. Where a 1 hour one-on-one session via Zoom is normally $149. I've got that at $99. So if you wanted to chat to me about any of those options, feel free to just DM me or phone. I think my phone number's on the page. So that is it. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining, and have a lovely weekend. Much love, everyone. Bye.